you're gonna put 9 on a little old lady. A big man like you, but down a school and not talk about your man sick and crazy. But when God hold you, no if, no but, no matter, tell the Almighty, boy, maybe. Yes, them all lie, them. For the negative vibes that them a bring, yes, them all lie, them. Me come fi mash up and wreck up them senseless killing. Yes, them all lie, them. Boy, you feel first with them bag of gun thing. Yes, them all lie, them. Stand guard and come out of the wages of sin. So me see it, so me have to talk it. Oh, the rocky, but me still have to go walk it. You love your life, sit down and park it and stop carry water in a basket. So me have to draw for all the Moses law. I feel iron that no for who no one push it till blood start draw. All the wrongs boy you have to pay for. Yes, them a lie, yeah. All the negative vibes that them a bring. Yes, them a lie, yeah. Me come fi mash up and wreck up them senseless killing. Yes, them a lie, yeah. Boy, you fi reverse with them bag of gun thing. Yes, them a lie, yeah. Stand guard and come out of the wages of sin. Don't smart, you know sister, you know smart. Come and tell me say you don't have no heart. A long time we a preach and attack, and until you give the politics a walk. But you a tell me you no afraid to pop it up, cause you love your the big dog a back. Yes, them a lie, them. For the negative vibes that them a bring. Yes, them a lie, them. Me come fi mash up and wreck up them senseless killing. Yes, them a lie, them. Boy, you fi reverse with them bag of gun thing. Yes, them a lie, them. Stand guard and come out of the wages of sin. A big man like you rape up a 6-year-old baby. A big man like you, papa, if you're gonna put 9 on a little old lady. A big man like you, born down a school and not talk about you man sick and crazy. But when God hold you, no if, no but, no bother tell the Almighty, but maybe. Yes, them a lie, them. For the negative vibes that them a bring. Yes, them a lie, them. Me come fi mash up and wreck up them senseless killing. Yes, them a lie, them. Boy, you fi reverse with them bag of gun thing. Yes, them a lie, them. Stand guard and come out of the wages of sin. So me see it, so me have to talk it. Out the rocky, still have to go walk it. You love your life, but sit down and park it and stop carry water in a basket. Now make me start use the Moses law. I fear iron that no for who no one push it till blood start draw. All the Christ boy you have to pay for. Yes.
All them ranks, boy, you had to pay for that. Thursday, 29th of June, 2017. Can't make no joke tonight. Can't make no joke tonight at all. Can't make no joke. The country running red. Thursday, 29th June, 2017. Country running red. I have been telling Trinidad and Tobago that the government has failed, that the opposition has failed. We are in very, very dark waters. Where we are right now, other people talk about it. I listen to Peter Hadid, my boy. Peter's my boy. I'm glad Peter Hadid, Gregory Aboud from Doma. All you know, me and Doma don't get along. And me and Gregory Aboud, we cross swords all the time. Gary Aboud, his brother, fishermen and friends in the sea, he's my boy. And Peter Hadid, Gary, Gregory, Gassan, Yusuf, other Syrians come out and talk and distance themselves from the powerful bullshit and destroy that. And I was happy for that, because I thought for a minute I was the only person of some Syrian heritage who was exposing the nonsense. Peter put it to bed today, but why I mentioned Peter is because Peter spoke about something this morning again that I was waiting to speak about tonight. Because last night I couldn't go live. We were in San Fernando live. So the video was that video from last night. But before I come to the issue of that, and it's Thursday, remember you all say I have permission to cuss on a Thursday. So just remember that it's Thursday. But I'll do my best. I want Trinidad and Tobago to explain. I have been trying to get criminal lawyers and 2 judges to go live, but they don't want to talk because they're upset. They're upset too. And I wanted to get them former judges to go live with you tonight. You see a lot of things happening, but you can't. We will panic if we don't focus on what needs fixing. Because if your whole house flooding, that's a panic. But if you realize it's a tap to turn off, you fix that. Or it's a broken pipe, you fix that. So it's a matter of identifying what the problem is, so we fix that. So I want Trinidad and Tobago to hear this, right? And I want you to explain to me. Because I want to go wherever we have to go to get justice for this. A 17-year-old girl went into a police station to make a police report about a domestic violence matter. And inside the police station, she was raped. Inside the police station, she was raped. 17 years old, she never had sex before, she was a virgin, and she was raped by the senior ranking police officer at the time. The evidence exists. His DNA, I don't know if they have children watching, I'm not going to cuss, but his DNA, so the grown-ups with me know what I'm talking about. It's soaked into the mattress and they had it and they proved, right? So, I'm trying to understand. Day one in the matter, Your Honor, this is the victim, this is the medical report, this is the evidentiary report, this is the rapist, this is what went down. What they did day 2, his side of the story, fine. What did they do day 3? What? And how? This is where I want to cuss. Did it take 16 years? How could a matter so open and shut, you have a coherent witness, victim, her mother, you have the rapist, you have his DNA, you have the police officer's testimony, we get it from the media, who interrupted them. What took 16 years? What? And the Chief Justice have to answer for that. Because if that is not the Chief Justice job, because I have the Constitution of the Republic, now I'm not a big lawyer like him. I may be a bush lawyer, but this is razor grass lawyer, because I have the Constitution. And as long as I have the Constitution, I know at some point we will prevail. So the Chief Justice, because the Law Association told him, we have no confidence in you. After what you just did, after what the Judicial and Legal Service Commission did, those, again, insert expletive here, appointments, those failed appointments, you're watching what's going on. We have a situation where the wife of the Commissioner of Police had a matter brought against her by another magistrate that was seen and oversaw by who is now His Excellency the President. The judgment sealed. The judgment sealed. We can't get that information. What is going on? I have the Constitution. And I'm telling you all, that's the broken pipe. That's the tap that needs to turn off. We have to go back to the Constitution, because if you ever wanted to fix this country, you have to go back to the Constitution. We're going to start over. We're going to start over. Start from scratch. It's not working. Anybody tell you it's working, they lie. They lie. A woman asked on my thread today. Forget her. Police officer walk out the Prime Minister's office today to ask me, so you think it's Rowley killed the boy? Now, if I had cussed the police officer, he'd have said wrong. Because he was out of place to ask that question. Because my right to protest trumps his blue uniform. But he lucky that is not what I was there for. We will stick a pin in that. Because that was not his place. Why I protesting is not your business, brother. If I'm not breaking the law, all the work you and I have, all the business you and I have over. Any talk I talk with you after that is of my own volition. But I answered him. I asked him about the same matter. I said, how is it possible that governments have come and governments go? You realize 16 years is 4 administrations. That child become a full-grown, scarred woman. See 4 prime ministers come and go, going back and forth to court to say, that is the man who raped me. I asked the police officer, how could you explain that? And if that don't worry you as a police officer, the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and I want you to hear the chapters I tell you already. You see this document? Familiarize yourself, you know. Because we're going to get into power. We're going to get into office. And we need to fix everything from the ground up. You see, what the investor financier bandit class doing, what the drug trafficking narco barons that make up the 1% have done, is to set up a corrupt empire in the space where the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago should be. That's what they've done. It's broken in their favor. Their father Harvey get robbed. The next day they're in custody. 4 little boys escaped from St. Michael's School for Boys. They can't find them yet. And it can't be, our justice system cannot be roll the dice. It can't be, well boy, let me see what come up for you. 2 6s, we go get them. 2 1s, sorry. Your perpetrators had to go. Because while all of this was going on, you see, and we get little racist. We can't say black and Indian. Can't say nigger and coolie, because you're racist. But Chinese and Syrian and all them things, you can mash them up, because they're small, ain't? A Chinese young lady was murdered yesterday. Running her mini mart, and she get fed up being robbed. So she resists, and they shoot her. Like we call way right back. The chapters of the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the arrangement of sections. Section 1 is the preliminary. Section 1, first item, is the state. And I want you to know what makes the state. This is where the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago starts. So anybody who come at you with anything other than this, tell them, miss you with that. This is the first words of the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and by law, this means that this is what makes the entire Republic of Trinidad and Tobago a legal entity. Whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago, see that right there? You see that right there? Whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago, what that means is more than police, Chief Justice, DPP, Prime Minister, President, and anybody silk drawers wearer outside there, before any of them, every little homeless, every little, whoever you are a citizen of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. This supreme law is predicated on what you want. Believe that? You. Because you exist, the Chief Justice have a work. And that is why I'm saying you have to ask him to account why a matter so open and shut. Tell me if you had to bring 400 psychologists. I want to know how it took 16 years. How that child, woman, had to go through 16 Eid, 16 Diwali, 16 Christmas, wondering if she will ever get justice. Explain that. Get somebody. You cannot have a country where the people are paying everybody and nobody not answering to the people. Madness. That is madness. That has to change. The first thing has to get undone in this Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic is every single appointment law that creates the job has to be amended to include, this is how we fire you. From the first day the United States President takes his oath, from the very next day, there are people whose job it is to fire him. The very next day, they work round the clock, constantly looking for every way to fire. This is by law. In the Vatican, you all hear the term the devil's advocate. When you want to canonize somebody, when you want to make them a saint, there's an actual lawyer whose job it is to represent Satan in the Vatican. You believe that? He is the devil's lawyer, the devil's advocate. That is where that term comes from. And there is a similar role and position in every civilized country, but this one. This is a banana republic. Here, you have a democracy for the 3 minutes that you stand up in that line and skin your teeth with the workers in the voting booth, to stain your finger, to go and post the picture on Facebook and say, I vote, I take my time off and I went for doubles. This is a bullshit republic, because there is no way to fire the Chief Justice and he needs firing. There is no way to fire the Prime Minister and he needs firing. That's where we at. We have a president. His role is valueless. It's a waste of money. We do not need him. He has no power. He is a rubber stamp. Somebody tells him move from A to B, that anybody could do that job. You could train a chimpanzee to be the president of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, because he doesn't think. He doesn't need to think. He's not allowed to think. He is ceremonial. This is a bullshit country. How could you have a situation where the elected party get into government, take one of their loyal rank and put in charge of the parliament? You are now the speaker. How the hell that makes sense? So you adjudicate over everybody else and we will pretend that one side and this side don't agree. Bullshit. This is a bullshit country. We don't even have a system in this country to hire or fire a commissioner of police. Imagine that. So they're keeping this one acting, because for as long as he acting, they could revoke the acting. But we don't have a system to say, you, sir, are the commissioner of police. The term is 5 years. This is the description of the job. This is what is expected of you, and this is how you can be removed from office if you fail. So the Chief Justice failed at a level that embarrassed this nation on numerous occasions and will not step down. So what are we supposed to do? We, the people, whereas the people of Trinidad and Tobago have affirmed that the nation of Trinidad and Tobago is founded upon principles that acknowledge the supremacy of God, faith in fundamental human rights and freedoms, the position of the family in a society of free men and free institutions, the dignity of the human person, and the equal and inalienable rights with which all members of the human family are endowed by their Creator. Nowhere inside of there they call the Prime Minister name. Nowhere they call the Chief Justice. Nowhere they call His Excellency the President. So why do these people have more authority than we, the people? Why? This has to change. And if you do not want to change this, switch off. Sail with the boat. Wherever it go, call that the destination. Because you're not going nowhere. We're going nowhere. They're pumping oil and gas out the ground and raping this nation. They're giving us 10%, which is the estimate of the value of what we get out of the ground, and somebody else pocketing it. Economists has blocked these jackasses. They have more degrees than a thermometer. I tell them all the time, but no common sense. I ask, explain to me how our dollar could be positioned 1/7 the value of the United States dollar and have 1/15 the spending power. What caused the gap? How does a car lift itself at 20,000 US in Miami and reach Trinidad for 500,000 TT? Because even if you say 140,000 TT, multiply by 100% for duty and VAT and whatever, that's still 280,000. How we reach 500,000? Where's the value of what happens to the dollar when you exchange it? When you exchange it for US? What happens to it? This is not a real country. You are being raped, robbed, railroaded, marauded. And not just the little bandits. You are being jammed every minute of every single day. This cannot continue. We are not fighting to get into parliament and do this same bullshit these bullshitters doing. I have no interest in that. You think I have any interest whatsoever doing a measuring contest with Faris Al-Rawi? That is a jackass of class, and his only role in this obscene, oppressive and dictatorial regime is to silence and suppress human rights. That is his only role. And they've done a number. They've bribed the unions and stolen the workers' power. They've corrupted the media and taken away the people's voice. They've made it impossible for you alone, standing, you alone. If you had to stand up, that woman today, that woman yesterday, you'll see that picture of pure anguish, break your whole heart. If that didn't break your whole heart, you're a beast. To watch that woman face, I will never get that image out of my mind. We have a nation that is so badly broken, deliberately, that beasts in human form are all being allowed to arm themselves. If I were the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, in 6 months, there will be no guns in Trinidad and Tobago. No guns. Except in the hands of law-abiding citizens who go through a system where they could qualify to have a firearm user's license and go through training, psychological evaluation, so that they could protect their families. In this bullshit country, the law-abiding cannot get guns. The lawless posing with them on Facebook. How would you stop the guns, Philip? You're talking shit. We've been calling for a maritime security wall. The file, the dimensions, the function of the maritime security wall. 6 repurposed maritime barges, marine barges, oil barges, repurposed for housing facilities, for Army, Coast Guard, police, immigration. 6 of them, round the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, equidistant, connected by the 360-degree radar that sees into Brazil and Florida. So anything coming, and they connected with interceptor boats and helicopters. So not the helicopters that Rowley say he grounded because he don't want to spend the 200 million to maintain them. Not them. Gunships. Israel want to give us gunships. America want to give us gunships. Britain want to give us gunships. Take 4. Blow them drug traffickers out of the water. Blow them gun smuggling pirates out of the water. Look the gunship. So you hail them out. Excuse me. You're entering the territorial waters of Trinidad and Tobago. Yield. Not our Coast Guard. Our Coast Guard set up to pose in white and party DDI. Not that bullshit going on in Shagaramas. Fooling people, posing and pretending that can't shut down what a broken down car. Every now and then they will stage a bust. 3 little jackass in a pirogue. $500 million worth of cocaine. I will never forget. You could Google it. Read the judge's questions. At the end of the case, the Mona's case, read the judge's questions. She asked, how is it possible that what I see before me could be considered the people responsible for this? She asked, You did not interview the owners of the house where the coke was found. Now you tell me there are things going on. A, when you enter parliament, they hypnotize you and make you stupid. B, you have no clue. We've been electing monkeys to office. Or C, government and the opposition knows this country is a narco state, knows we have a parallel narcotics economy, and for some reason only they could answer. They have zero interest in fighting them. And people ask me, anyway, we ain't gonna go down that road. But that little boy, how do you tie up a 13-year-old boy and slit his throat? How do you do that? How do you do that? What is broken in you that would allow you to see a child? Human beings have a natural protection instinct for children. I think that's the purpose of oxytocin. What is broken in you that would let you... I can't kill a dog. I can't kill a cat. I don't like lizards and I have a problem. I can't kill a cockroach. How do you get to a place where you could kill a child? But I could kill that. See that man? Whoever had that, I will pull that trap door. I'll pull that. I'll pay money to pull that. And if you don't like hanging, switch off. That beast have to dead. We have to legally, I ain't calling for no mob, try, convict, execute, and burn the corpse. Sprinkle holy water on it after. That is a devil. Anybody that say otherwise there, don't ever talk to that person. Trust me when I tell you. I tell Gary Griffith I'm calling him. Because I want Gary to weigh in. I ain't cuss yet, eh? Bullshit is not cuss. I want to cuss. What is going on as national security in this country?
Hello?
Gary, you're live.
Hi, good evening. I was now going to say Pizza Hut. What would you like?
Thank you for making me laugh. This has not been a funny night, boy, Gary.
Good evening to you.
Gary, the country, the people, they're in shock, they're in fear, they're in despair, they don't have to panic. I interviewed Michelle Sohan of Bakery Treats today. She told me, Philip, I want to shut down. I want to close down. If it wasn't for my staff, I shut down today. People talking like that, Gary. What is going on in Trinidad and Tobago? Why is the crime getting to be like this?
I think, unfortunately, Philip, what I definitely would not like to do or would want to do is to try to instill even greater fear. That should not be the objective, because the perception of the fear of crime sometimes can be even greater than crime itself. But having said that, it is difficult for me to in any way try to cover the reality. And the reality is that it has to do with lack of leadership. When you hear a government start actually pointing fingers at the police, the commissioner of police was blaming society and saying citizens, they are the ones who commit crime, so they are responsible to solve crime. When you hear everyone who is responsible passing the buck, pointing fingers, the government blaming the opposition blaming the government saying it is the police responsibility, the police saying it is the Coast Guard's responsibility not to bring in weapons. What is happening is everyone is shirking their responsibility. They are passing the buck, and no one is stepping up to the plate to say that I am responsible.
Gary,
I recall, yes, sir.
The Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago says the people are the most important in the whole equation. How come none of these people are answering to the people of Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah, because they don't know what to do. The most fundamental right of any citizen in a country is your right to safety and security. That is your most fundamental right. Nothing clueless, they are absent, there's lack of leadership. And then the government, unfortunately, they continue to think that the role of the government is just to provide assets. It is not a tool just to provide resources for the police service. That is not the role of the government alone. The role of a government to deal with national security is to draft policies. That is why every time a government or a minister of national security will change, crime will go up or down. It is not a difference in society. The average man who does not know about criminological theory, they will say it is society and all of that causes it. So is it that society changes their values when governments change or ministers change? No. It has to do with good leadership, good management, measuring performance, making persons accountable. That is all gone. There are no policies being implemented, not one. You recall in our era, Philip, there were over 70 policies that we pumped in. The NOC, the Rapid Response, the Highway Patrol, the Community Comfort Patrol, the Covert Operative Unit, the E999, the National Security Terrorist Intelligence Unit, the National Alert State, the National Training Academy. We were pumping in policies, units, organizations, getting information to the public, increasing intelligence gathering. It played a part that it ensured that the police, the trust in the police went up to 30%. The detection rate went up. People started complaining, saying that they were seeing too many blue lights, hearing too many sirens. They were frustrated. It worked. That had nothing to do with the police. That had to do with government implemented policies. Everything has now collapsed, shut down, or dismantled. And then the government is saying, well, that is the job of the police. Unacceptable.
Gary, why it is no government has seen it fit to really secure this nation's borders and the ports and to take the fight to the drug traffickers and to secure this nation?
Well, in fairness to the last government, Philip, I mean, and you were there, you saw what we were doing. We started the maritime wall. I see some of your supporters, they will speak about the maritime security wall. I drafted the maritime security wall. The maritime security wall was the avenue to ensure proper lockdown. I got advice from the US and UK, and it was not this nonsense of 3 OPVs. OPVs were designed to secure your exclusive economic zone 200 miles off your north and east coast. That was done by Manning to be able to help the Caribbean. Nobody said that is not good. But what was critical was to secure all around our borders, especially the low-lying waters, which is why we were able to purchase the first part of that maritime wall, Philip, was the acquisition of those 12 Coast Guard vessels at the cost of $1.2 billion less than 3 effective OPVs. Additionally to that, then we were planning to do recruitment for 500 sailors. Anyone goes down the islands this weekend, just shift to your right and take a look at Stobels Bay. You will see 95% of all these vessels just moored right there in Stobels because you do not have enough manpower strength to equate with asset acquisition. They were clueless to understand that. Purchasing 3 OPVs, they would have all been still there in Stobels Bay. Then we were getting the UAVs, the helicopters, the hovercraft, the radar to be fully implemented, to have the GPS on all of these being monitored by the NOC. All of this thing was going to be ensure a lockdown of the country. It was all going to cost less than 3 OPVs. But unfortunately, everything has now been cancelled. There are no helicopters in the air. There are no hovercrafts. The 24 interceptors purchased by the PNM pre-2010 are all defective. The hostile vessels are defective. And again, you have a customs department that is under the umbrella of the Ministry of Finance. And we have to understand, security of borders is not just of illegal entry in illegal ports. It also has to do with properly ensuring we lock down our legitimate ports of entry. And you have that, but you have a customs department that is under the Ministry of Finance.
Do you think, Gary, I'm putting you on the spot here, you think this government is just incompetent or worse?
Yeah, I wouldn't use the word, out of respect for the government, they are incapable. They do not know what to do. And what
Gary,
they're doing now...
Are you giving them a pass, Gary? You telling me...
No, definitely
Gary,
not.
Faris Al-Rawi and Keith Rowley and Stuart Young, they have all the answers. How come they don't have the answers for this?
Well, remember, when you sit on the left side of the when you sit on the left side, you automatically know what is done. When you switch sides, then you do not know what to do. In opposition, you claim that the government is responsible. If they do not know how to handle crime, then they are part of the problem. When you get now on that left side of the speaker, you then say, well, that is not our job, that is the job of the police. It is very unfortunate. There's a shirking of responsibility, and it has to be the Minister of National Security. When we had Patrick Manning say that all it requires to be a Minister of National Security is common sense and a level head. Right there was where the problem. We had 9 years in this country with individuals who did not have a clue about national security. You're not going to put a carpenter to be a Minister of Finance. But again, we get this impression of this common sense and a level head. Again, Minister Dillon he's trained in the military, in the defense force. When it comes to law enforcement, when it comes to policies to secure a country, he doesn't know what to do. And that is why he doesn't understand the importance of an APC, the importance of a covert operative unit, the importance of counter-terrorist units, the importance of hovercraft, UAVs, and maritime war. He doesn't know.
But it's 3 of them there, Gary. It's 3 of them there, and they're being advised. They have advisors, Gary. Come on.
No, Philip, I mean, but in fairness, you have one of the...
Gary, they have Google. Gary, they have Google.
The minister, you have in that trade a Minister of Foreign Affairs that has not made one foreign policy or one statement on foreign affairs in 2 years.
But he gets paid. He gets paid in the Ministry of National Security.
That is like my junior minister. People didn't even know I had a junior minister. When he didn't, I think we saw him how many times in the ministry? 3 times in 2 years. So I mean, really and truly, that and nothing is.
That's jobs for the boys. That's jobs for the boys. That the position they just gave Fitzgerald Hines in the Ministry of Legal Affairs. Jobs for the boys.
Yep. But again, but for the Ministry of National Security, they have been weighed, measured, and found wanted, and it is very unfortunate. And again, you're trying to. As I said, I have sent numerous messages, sent to Minister Dillon what can work, what has worked. He has refused. All that we continue to say is anything that Gary Griffith or the previous government did, shut it down because they did the same thing. And that we continue to play politics with national security. So now everything has been shut down and there's absolutely nothing. So what you do, you pass the buck back on an incompetent police service that is virtually headless because you have a commissioner with all of this. He has not said a word in the last few weeks in any form or fashion.
But the police service demoralized. You talk to the average police officer, Gary, they're demoralized. Today, they had people standing. I did a one-man protest outside the Prime Minister's office today, and the majority of people who passed to blow their horn and give me thumbs up was police officers. They're fed up.
Yeah, and Philip, again, if there is good leadership from the Minister of National Security, it filters to the police officers. They act better, they are more professional. Right now, I can tell you that there's a major element of extortion that is done by the police service. You try to have an event with a bar license. You being one who went to the best school in Trinidad and Tobago, we had our dining with the Saints on Saturday. 500 people sitting down to eat dinner, and the police said 26 police officers are required to watch 500 people eat. It is corruption. So when you have police or the police service being involved in that, there are police constables that make more money than the commissioner of police because of overtime. You have, I was the security manager for the national team at the World Cup in Colorado. 20,000 spectators, 18 police officers. We have the same game with less terrorist threat, and we have 160 police officers. In the United States, 1 fire officer, we have 70. This is littered with what is happening now is what is in it for
Gary,
me, how I could get extra pay.
I could tell you, we did a sports entertainment event that didn't have alcohol, and the amount of fire and police they sent, they nearly closed, we nearly bust.
Yeah, it is corruption, it is blackmail, it is extortion, and
it is abuse of office, Gary. It is abuse of office.
Yeah, and recently, the Deputy Commissioner of Police, I'm not going to call Harold Philip name, when I call him to tell him that we have a situation where the police refused to open the gates in the West Indies versus Pakistan one-day game, ICC will object. You know what the man says? Pay them the money and slams the phone on me. That is the type of professionalism we have in our own police service. That is the kind of incompetence we have. You're holding people to ransom. You're blackmailing people so that you could get extra money. And then what they do, they stand up all along in the stadium to watch the game so they have a better view than you.
I want to ask you one more thing before I let you go, Gary. What can we do? I keep asking you this. What can we do to change the system by which law-abiding citizens access a firearm user's license? Because when it goes to the commissioner's office and his desk, it seems to go there to die.
No, Philip, there are 6,000 to 7,000 odd applications. And those applicants, they do not have any form of redress because the commissioner will refuse to reject reject it, knowing fully well that if he rejects it, it then gives you the opportunity now to go to the board, the appeals board, to protest. So he deliberately does not even tell you yes or no, and that shows that you're shirking your responsibility.
But what about the rights of the citizens, Gary?
No, he doesn't care, because we have a colonial law that is about 60 years old that was drafted in such a way to ensure that the colonial masters, the police officers, who were few in numbers over the masses, could control everything pertaining to your right to bear arms. That has changed. We still have situations where you cannot use pepper spray. We have situations where if two boys are standing up on the street, it is known as loitering. You can, in other countries, you have a right to argue with a police officer to prove your point. If you stoop to a police officer here, you can be arrested. We have draconian laws, and these things, it will cause certain police officers to abuse you, shout at you, disrespect you, and if you watch them cut eye, they can arrest you. I was interviewed for 2 hours with the audit committee that is looking after the restructuring of the police service. Lo and behold, half of the audit committee are police officers. Have you ever in your life heard people being audited? But those being audited are part of the audit committee, so you are auditing yourself. And guess what? So you have the Harold Phillips and these people there. They are not going to change anything. They're not going to restructure anything, because they will expose the incompetence that they allowed for years gone by. And so with that audit, which was supposed to be very instrumental to transform the police service, it will be very difficult for anything positive to come out of it.
Gary, I want to tell you thanks a lot. I didn't mean to keep you this long. Thanks a lot for that information you gave us.
My pleasure.
Take care. I see a couple people in the feed telling me about Gary Griffith. I'll say again, there is not one person in this country has the knowledge or the skill set he has. I don't sweat for the man fever. I pull him down low the other day over Faris Al-Rawi and the chairman with guns. When it's time to disagree, I will disagree with him. I'll disagree with him on fundamental issues of law and policy. But I will not use politics. If you show me a PNM or a UNC and you tell me that they're capable and they're functional and they could help us rescue this country, let's talk. Let's talk. That man, Gary Griffith, his numbers, his track record demonstrates. Let it speak for itself. I'm not his defender. Whatever problem with him, you take it up with him. That's the truth. I'm telling you. You need a Minister of National Security. And you better have a Minister of National Security that understands strategic intelligence to prevent the bullshit that happened in this country in 1990. Because I trust the drug lords and I trust the 1% to go and find a next terrorist and bring in guns for them, hide it up in the plywood and bring in the bullets and the bombs. I trust them to try that nonsense again. So I prefer to have a man like Gary Griffith, who his reputation is more important than me. How much he's talk? His reputation is more important to him than friends and family. And I like that. I like that. I want a Minister of National Security. I can tell him, brother, take it out, you know. Take it out. You need a government to burn the gangs to the ground. Talk time gone. You want to kill 13-year-old children? Wait, partner, wait. We have beasts in human form in this country that are capable of tying up and slitting the throats of children. And we're talking about politics when it comes to people who have delivered now. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. I see a man just threaten my brother. Wrong man. Give me a walk with Peter.
Sinners coming, with them I go be dealing. Because the things that they do me, I want to fix them personally. Peter wait.
Let me tell you something. Everybody who's dealing with me will tell you this. I don't mind, we fight, we argue, get out of the way, confront, resolve and go forward. I don't want friends around me. I want people who are capable of delivering. We have a nation to save. That's what we're about. We're not looking to come and give you the same bullshit you're getting for the past 55 years.
wonderful. From these smart man and woman, I feel the full weight of the hand. They made the oppress law, they never care about the poor. Peter, these people had a day. Well, now it's time for Stalin to play. Peter, wait, I said Peter, wait. Peter, Lucky on Smith by the gate.
Your entire government declare war on the people, want to come and stick their hand in your pocket and take tax on your property. I never see them work so hard in my life, but they can't fix crime. Thank you, who said that mess is a fact. They can't fix crime. Why they don't put that same energy? Why don't put that same energy? We in a serious crisis now. Trinidad and Tobago, wake up. 682-2110, have your say. 682-2110, if you want to call, have your say. A maritime security wall, a police training academy, incentivize the police service. You see how the record work? Anytime you see you get a conviction, take a bonus. Take a bonus. You reach sergeant, housing allowance. You reach inspector, senate salary, tax-free status. Treat them nice. $25,000 bonus reward paid to police officers for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of rogue junior officers, and up to $100,000 paid reward for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of senior police officers. Time to get real. Good evening, your life.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Philip. I'm calling out at Tobago here, right? And I just want to say, well, they're doing a real good job and things. Let's keep it up. They open up market, plenty things and things within them vibes there. And there's a message for the black youth and things out there in that vibes. Well, I had to put it in that way because, as you know,
Talk your talk, brother. Talk your talk.
People from the black community really doing most in the crime and think 90% of the crime, probably 99%. Within them vibes and things. And these youth and them just had to wake up and see life for what it really is. It has plenty more to life. It has nothing that people in the past do that we can't do.
Yeah, but brother, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I want to tell you something. This is a country that has done these same black youths very wrong. They do not have the opportunities that other races have. And people may want to discredit that statement, but I will take them and I will show them how difficult it is. And sometimes we have to walk in a next man's shoe if we want to fix it. We need more of our Beatam, Laventel and Sealots to rise. We, the entire country, need that. Do you agree?
Yeah, I still listening. And again, I mean, you're opening up my eyes and you're making plenty sense. And there's nobody out there that listening right now can deny that. And these same youths and them, but I don't know, but
thank you, my friend, and come and get on board because we're going to talk to the youths and we're going to ask them, let us help you find a way to maximize your life potential and give them hope and opportunity too. We have to give everybody the same chances in life, yes?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, my friend. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Enter.
Yeah. Revelation.
Call 682-2110. Hello, good evening, you're live.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Alexander.
Yes.
How are you doing, sir?
So far, so good. Where are you calling from?
Calling from Shagona. I want to say this thing with this young boy and this babysitter. It upsetting to the core, and as a young man, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We need to get something done about that right now. And this thing that you're speaking about the gun license, we need that, because what's going on? The criminals have the means and the resources to terrorize the public. And what we have to do? Stand up by the phone and dial 999?
Throw the phone at them.
Huh?
throw the phone at them. What to tell you? That is a fact. What you're saying is a fact. The law-abiding citizens are left exposed, and the lawless posing with AR-15 and AK-47. This is not a real country. Thanks.
And I want to propose something, if I must. I saw the post earlier on where you was asking your followers for contributions so you can speed up your bandwidth and whatever. And I say create an account and publicize the account number so we can go in at any bank and make a little deposit.
No, I know how to do that, but I want to tell you something. And I had to explain to somebody today. I had to walk a real fine line with my detractors. So I had to make sure, if I say we want $1,500 to pay for this, when we get that $1,500, pay for that. I don't want a cent beyond that. I just put out my money to pay for what I had to do, and the party will deal with the party business. And I had to continue walking that fine line because my detractors, they're not sleeping, brother. It's two parties we fighting, you know. And there's an entrenched political financer investor class that want to defend them billions they're stealing, you know.
Correct.
Anyway, thanks a lot for calling, my friend.
No problem. Take care, sir.
You too. Sorry, I'm not rushing anybody off the phone. So I'll call 682-2110. Hello, good evening. You're live. Where are you calling from?
Hi, good evening. Calling from Shibonas again. I want to share something that happened earlier this evening.
What?
Hello?
You have to listen to me on the phone. There's a delay, so don't listen on the device. Listen to me on the phone, okay?
Sure. My fiance and I went for dinner in this restaurant in Valsine, Sambat. I remember you were speaking earlier about that the general public is scared and afraid.
Yes.
Two young men came in to the restaurant and just asked the security guard to see a menu, sat down, watched around, and you have no idea how uncomfortable that made us. It made the waiting staff, it made the security guard, and they just left. We live in a society now where you're eating dinner and you have to watch over your shoulder because it may have been an innocent act or it may have been something that someone was trying to do, but this is where we reach.
And it's sad. They've cost us our very freedom. That's your freedom that you've lost there.
Yeah.
Because if you're not enjoying taking your fiancé out to dinner, you're not gonna go. The business community lose your business, and you lose the pleasure and the freedom and the privilege, and that is insane. The country is being run. Listen, Saturday we meeting in Stanmore Avenue. Bring the fiancé and come down. We're building a party. Come and be a part of this change, brother.
All right, take care.
Take care, my
Continue
friend.
doing great work.
Thank you, my friend. 682-2110. And when you call in, listen on the phone. Don't listen to whatever you're hearing me on because there's a natural delay, okay? Okay? Talk to me. 682-2110. Sorry, I'm trying to get my music to play.
Yeah. Revelation.
It's easy to watch the two guys and think the case in the joint, whereas they could have just been people looking to eat and not happy with the prices. And we don't know. They are dividing us, they're separating us. It is becoming unbearable. We cannot continue like this.
He promised the fire next time. And who ain't dead, the bad doom, the who ain't dead, bad doom, the who ain't dead, the bad doom, the who ain't dead, bad doom, the talk, you're mocking pretender. I'm checking lyrics and I'm competence. You're far too long, you're fooling the children, filling the head with wash education. Doomsday reach.
I know Gary. You know I'm going to say something. Hello, good evening, you're live. Hello, good evening, you're live. Hello, good evening, you're live. Okay, we're not getting through that call. I know Gary was going a little easy on them. I want to tell you something. It has nothing to do with which side of the parliament that you're sitting on.
Hello?
Hello, good evening, you're live?
Hey, Alexander, how are you doing?
So far, so good.
I have a problem. I ain't called to talk about crime. I called to talk about the traffic management in the city. How could you have one lane of traffic going across Park Street? This is the main street in Port of Spain. Park Street, Frederick Street, Richmond Street. Right? This rush hour traffic is leaving Port of Spain. How could you have parking on both sides of the street? And the mayor of Port of Spain is not coming out and seeing these things and organizing the traffic management branch or the police service or wardens, wherever, to maintain order when it comes to parking in the city. You cannot have one lane of traffic going down Frederick Street. You cannot have one lane of traffic going across Park Street. These things is causing havoc leaving the city.
Absolutely. The country being mismanaged. But here, right now, people...
Terribly.
No, but...
And I don't know if the mayor person just doing administrative jobs and he's not doing practical jobs.
He's not trained to be a mayor. He's not trained to be a mayor. He's not trained to be a mayor. That's what we were discussing earlier. If you're not trained to be a mayor, you shouldn't get a mayor job.
And this is not even crime we're talking about.
But it is a crime. But that is a crime. That position is a position of authority and responsibility for a reason. But anyway, I get your point. Thanks a lot, my friend.
Thanks, brother.
Take care. Alright, listen. They have nothing about left side smart and right side stupid. It is a game they play with you. The two parties, the PNM and the UNC, they play this game so that you in office, you thief, why I out of office? I taking it out of the country. We are being made fools. 55 years. 55 years. Lawyers for the state and the defense have been fighting for Ish and Steve for 15 years. You could imagine those lawyer fees. That case built mansions. And we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have to look at a government now, opposition, where the leader of that party, Kamla Prasad-Bissessar, fired her Minister of Justice, fired him, accused him of being responsible for hijacking a piece of legislation and adjusting it to suit political finances of the party. She fired him for that. She went so far as to have him removed from the parliament. But he's never been investigated, charged, prosecuted for the textbook defined misbehavior in public office that was. That was misbehavior. And Herbert Volney was a former judge. So who is really running this country, making asses of the people? Somebody is making these decisions. Somebody is saying, investigate that one, don't investigate that one, charge this one, don't charge that one. Somebody is doing that. This is not just incompetence. This is conspiracy. Every single office of state is hijacked and compromised. You cannot tell me that it was impossible for the entire 55 years, trillions of dollars stolen, and not one person brought to justice. Not one. How could $25 billion disappear from Clico and CL Financial and not one person brought to justice? How could PricewaterhouseCoopers, as a chartered accounting firm, be exposed as being complicit, published fiction to fool the public? Members of that finance audit committee that received that fiction from PricewaterhouseCoopers that signed off on it have senior public officers with PNM and the UNC. What is going on? What is going? I tell you all, we starting from the first line in the Constitution. We have to redo everything. And we need 41 seats in the House to do it. We need 40. I think the Constitution requires one person opposition. We need to fix everything. Everything. We don't want a simple majority. We can't do nothing with that. We're going to lie and bacchanal and corrupt and talk shit in the parliament and waste 5 years of my life. You can't buy life. I have no interest in that. The only thing I'm interested in is fixing this country. If we can't have an opportunity, Gary just said, a minister of national security, would you fly on a plane where the man who owned the airline hire his nephew who just finished secondary school and say, take a walk, fly my plane? No. It's not for that. You need training. So how could Joel Martinez be made mayor of Port of Spain with absolute, he's an insurance salesman? How is he the mayor of Port of Spain? What did he go and learn and study and train in that qualifies him as a mayor to manage the city of piss and vagrants? What? What did he do? Nothing. All of these political appointees, all of these ministers are bench warmers, placeholders. They put there Shamfa Kujo, Daryl Smith. They are all, even Stuart Young, Fitzgerald Hines, they move them around. Somebody tell me Rowley reshuffle was a misdeal. I can't even laugh at that, but it's funny. He misdeal. He bring a bandit back. How you could say that you have matters hanging over your head that was sufficient enough to fire you from the cabinet and they could bring you back and the matters not resolved? And all you're telling me, don't cuss. Don't cuss. What's going on? When do we stop being jackasses? Every person who owns a PNM t-shirt should come out in the street and light it on fire. Everybody who owns a UNC t-shirt, burn it. That is a symbol of your enslavement. They have corrupted your country, robbed you, your family, your loved ones, pauperized your children. It is impossible. Listen, man, today a young doctor called me on the phone. I tell her, I will call you tonight and interview you, tell the public. They come out of medical school. They train 250 of them and they have 125 positions. The other 125, they have no work for them. They can't get a license. They can't get an internship. They had to leave Trinidad and Tobago. All that money spent, especially the scholarships, Trinidad lost that. Because you couldn't find a jackass to say, let us match needs and projected needs with realities. And that is simple business management. Simple. You learn that from experience. That if I need 4 cups of sugar every time, I will make sure I have 4 cups of sugar ready and waiting. I ain't going to start to brown my pot and I have no sugar. By the same token, I wouldn't use the whole budget that I had and buy a ton of sugar when I only need 4. And there's a point I'm trying to make and ignore the analogies, but I try to break it down so people understand. In the software world and the app development world, they project where we will be. If you know that the development of your program will take 4 years, you do not look at the world as it exists today. Business intelligence requires that you get all of the information that you can find to project where we will be 4 years from now. So that your software comes into being in a world that has need for it. And that's how you survive. That's how you thrive. We do not have an education policy built around the needs of the country. We do not have a food production policy built around the needs of the country. We do not have a healthcare policy that sets the health institutions in easy reach of the people, built around the needs of the people. The anticipated and projected needs of the people, you have 100 years of data. In Trinidad and Tobago, statisticians and actuarians could tell you what you need to know. All of this is simple maths. We keep electing jackasses to government. This current government is a waste of time. A complete waste. A complete waste of time. And the last government only looked busy because the government before spent all the nation money in PNM constituencies. Nothing for Indian people. Shut down Karani. Starve them. That is the bullshit that passes for politics. The European Union provided funds in the hundreds of millions of dollars for cane farmers in this country. Government come and government go, playing the ass with that money. Cane farmers catching the ass to get a settlement and a piece of land. But big shot 1% powerful financiers getting acreages to build malls on food producing land. This is madness. This cannot continue. In the next 10 years, the population of the world is anticipated to be in excess of 10 billion people. Food security would be the only real independence in the world. You will be selling everything that you have now for food. Food security. We trying to make a handful of 1%ers richer, allowing our ministers of agriculture to take bribe. Clarence Rambarat is not a jackass. I tell you, he is not a jackass. I know the man. He's a lawyer, a lecturer, a professor, a columnist. He is not a jackass. So Clarence Rambarat is either a bench warmer or he is acting on the behest of other people. Because we're supposed to be growing food. And I could tell you, in 1 month, you could plot the consumption patterns of this country for the past 20 years. So you will know how much cassava, how much pimento, how much plantain, how much dasheen we need to grow. And you could use state land and rent it, lease it out to farmers to grow food and set prices. They make their profit and the people get affordable food. This is how you run a country. What is going on here is madness. Our education system, when you drive through St. James, Mokorapo and St. James Secondary backing each other, both of them produce the vast majority of the children coming out of those schools have wasted one of the best times of their lives to learn. They've wasted it because the schools are functionally irrelevant. They're functionally irrelevant. It's a place where parents who are running the machines for the 1%, who are flipping the burgers for the 1%, could send their children during the day until the children grow up, and then they now go and run the machines for the 1% and flip burgers for the 1%. This is the reality of the bullshit of this country. And this is what you have to fix. And you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, it is not enough to get outraged anymore. You must turn that outrage into civic mindedness and patriotism. You must agree to stand together, regardless of divider, one people under one flag, and wrest this country from the grip of these drug barons and corrupt politicians, contractocracy, pseudo construct with the business and professional class masquerading as high society. The Chamber of freaking Commerce need to be investigated. The Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, even DOMA have questions to answer. You cannot have laws for one set of people and you doing something else. Kiss Baking Company need to be fined, charged. They're breaking the law on a national level and affecting legitimate bakeries. And that is unfair and unjust and illegal. And you do not have a government in power that is capable of distancing itself from the criminal empire that has hijacked the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We need to change that. It is not an easy thing. You have to help. We need manpower. We need woman power. We need people to fit in every important position of state. And we need to go in there with plans, programs, policies, ideas. People developing plans, programs, policies, and ideas. We must make sure from day one, all policies reflect the benefit and upliftment of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And that is going to inform our manifesto. So we are going to produce food based on consumption. If you fix the community, we said our promise one, our first promise is to rebuild the community. A nation is a collection of communities. A community is a collection of families. We rebuild the family. We make it possible for the husband, the father, to provide for his family. We rebuild the community. We make it possible for the family to own their own home. We make it possible for the school in the community to be functional and educate your children properly, to give them hope, and a country built on hope and opportunity. This is where we want to go. This is where we want to go. Crime is not a thing that you come and pelt a stone at. Crime has a cause. Crime has a cause. You need to fix that at the cause level. And you need to make sure that when you hang these little boys, whoever it is, went and killed that little boy, that you're also hanging the corrupt and criminal white-collar class too. Hang them too. Make sure that your system of justice is not weighted to one side. One law for all. One law. Every creed and race find an equal place in the food line and by the gallows. One law for all. We need to clean house. We need to come into government with a plan that undoes the madness, ends the marauding, cancels the contracts. We need to make sure that the people of this country could live. Once you take the burden of the hustle off of people, the nation will start to right-size itself. You've been artificially running on a treadmill. Other people have been making those decisions for you. And every 5 years, you do the nonsense of voting your abusers back into power over you. It is time to stop it. It is time to wake up. There are no better ways to say this. This is a nation broken, collapsing, and failing fast. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we have a responsibility to each other regardless of creed or race. Regardless, everybody has the same rights under the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and we need to insist on it. If you've not yet joined the Progressive Empowerment Party, send them an email, peptrinbago@gmail.com. You can come Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue. We have a public meeting. It's a members meeting. Come and sign up. Come and make yourself part of the change that rescues this nation. Because we either get busy living. I told people today, you watching me on a video and you're not sure your loved ones will be there tomorrow. This is insane. Security of the nation is job one. To the woman who asked me earlier today, if I think that is the Prime Minister's job, yes. That's what he was elected to office for. We do not need him if that is not his job. Understand? Anyway, thanks a lot. I've overstayed my time a little bit. Trinidad and Tobago, we have a nation to rescue. The jamming can't continue. The partying can't continue. As my partner Ian Griffith say, we whining on a sinking ship. We need to stop. We need to wake up. We need to stand up. We need to focus. We need to rescue this nation. This, whatever this is, it's not working and it cannot continue. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.